We're looking at the Parliament building in Quebec, which has a edible garden in front of the Parliament building. As a garden writer, I'm fortunate to visit a new city every year with the rest of the garden writers from throughout North America. This plaza is situated between the Hilton Hotel where we stayed and the convention center where we had our classes and meetings. And I was very much impressed by the amount of plant material that survives in Quebec, but also how well maintained the city properties are, including the edible garden, which we saw, and of course this plaza, the Joan of Arc City Park that we visited, and many of the other establishments, like the community gardens, for instance, and the gardens at the shelter that we made a separate video for. Here we see celosia and some other flowers, and it's tiered, and it's incorporated with fountains that we see here, and the tile work is extraordinary. I love the multi-levels for both the flowers and the water and the fountains. Here we see white geranium with kale, a very hardy plant, of course, ornamental kale, but it's also edible. I guess you could just call it ornamental if you don't want people to pick it. But it's got some beautiful pools and just a great ambiance for people traveling through or just to sit down as I did, as I do in most gardens I visit. If they have a bench, I'm going to sit there and take it all in. Because the garden writers were busy going in between the buildings, but I was fortunate to take these videos at a time when there wasn't too much pedestrian traffic. Of course, we have cars and trucks pulling through here all the time, which makes it even more beautiful, so far as I'm concerned, to have this type of ambiance in a high traffic area. Here we see the tent structures in the background for an event that was going on in addition to the Garden Writers event. And of course, they stayed at the Hilton Hotel as we did. Here we see some fountain grass blowing in the breeze, and then we're coming up on some black-eyed Susans and some marigolds. Seen a great amount of black-eyed Susans in their gardens, which is a pretty long bloomer from summer through fall, and it lasts pretty well, much to my surprise. In Canada, it's subject to some mold, which we don't see on these flowers. In gardens that don't get good aeration, for instance. Obviously, it's not a problem here because, as you can see, with the breeze blowing through, not too much time for a fungus to get started. Here we see a variegated fountain grass in the background and lantana, which lends itself to a great aroma. We see lantana in Florida, but I was surprised to see it, of course, in Quebec as well. And it was repeated, of course, in the various beds that we saw. So, get a chance, you get out to Quebec, see the gardens at the Plaza at the Hilton Hotel.